Hello, this is Dr. Anthony Festmeyer. In this lesson, we're going to check out the melody to the jazz song Sunny Moon for Two. It works over a 12-bar blues form, but it's really just one 4-measure phrase that's repeated 3 times to fit the 12-measure form. We're going to go ahead and work on counting the rhythm, and then we'll put the notes to the melody. Let's get started. So the first measure for Sunny Moon for Two is just a series of chord notes. It starts off with a chord note rest, 1, and then 3 chord notes, 2, 3, 4. That is performed as 1, 2, 3, 4. Second measure starts off with 2 chord notes, 1, 2, and then it has that syncopated rhythm pattern, 8/4, 8th. That is counted as 3 for the 8th note, and for the chord note, that chord note holds over into beat 4, so we also count 4, and then we have an 8th note on the and of 4. So that is 3 and 4 and. That whole measure is 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Then the next measure has a pair of 8th notes, starting with an 8th note rest, followed by an 8th note, 1 and then another pair of 8th notes, 2 and. But then the and of 2 is tied over into beat 3, which is a chord note. We'll still count that chord note, but we won't clap there. And then we have 4 and for another 8th note pair. The counting is 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. The clapping is 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. And then the final measure of the pattern uses exactly that same rhythm, and in fact it uses the same notes. So the whole 4-measure phrase is this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Now, so far we're clapping and counting this as a straight 8th note feel, but the issue is that this is actually a swing feel. In a previous lesson, we studied a little bit about a shuffle feel, and a shuffle feel has an underlying subdivision of the beat of a triplet. So we might be looking at music that is written with 8th notes, which are normally dividing the beat evenly, like 1 and 2 and. But instead they're felt as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and The same is true for a swing feel, at least when it's at a moderately fast speed down to slower speeds like this is. So I'm going to count this instead as 1, 2, 3, 4, and really try to feel that triplet: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and So this is what I get if I count and clap it that way: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, just like everything that we've done, make sure that that rhythm is really solid before you attempt to add the notes to it. Now, the notes are really straightforward for this song. We're doing it in the key of A. It just uses notes of the A minor pentatonic scale in reverse. So I'm going to start up here on an A note with my first finger. That's at the 5th fret of the high E string. And then I'm just going to come in a descending version of that A minor pentatonic scale. So I've got A, G, E, D, C, and then I repeat the A 3 times. And that's what I get for the first 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, to start the next part, I stay on the A, 1, then I go to C, so now I'm moving up the scale to my first finger on a C on the 5th fret of the G string, and then I've got a D on the same string, and then I reverse course again, C, A. Again, just all right in the A minor pentatonic scale, going up and down the scale. So that third measure is 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for the fourth measure, we do exactly the same thing. That idea just repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole first phrase is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 3, 4, up. Now that is repeated 3 times to get that 12-bar blues form. Let's go ahead and hear that with a play-along track.